So here's the permaculture observation of the day. If you look at the back lane here, it's completely dry until we get to downhill of our property. And then again, all the way up the block, completely dry. So why is that? Why is this water flowing out of our property specifically? So what happened is in the last month we had a snowstorm with 30 centimeters of snow, and then we had the next week a rainstorm with 30-40 millimeters of rain, and then the week after, 1 week ago, we had another rainstorm of 30-40 millimeters, and the ground was completely frozen. Even these raised beds, a week ago during that last rainstorm, I took a shovel and I couldn't get it more than an inch or two down before I hit the frost line. But as all that water was flowing over the frozen landscape, it came down into the trails in the garden, which we designed to do this, to capture rainwater, snow melt. So these trails here are actually trenches that are 2 feet deep that have been filled with wood chips. And so what happened is the water flowed down the landscape and there was enough airspace for it to get into these wood chip trails. So at the same time that the frost was only 1 to 2 inches down these raised beds, I could stick the shovel over a foot deep into these trenches and I still couldn't hit the frost line, but they were completely saturated with water. You can see even a week later down here, it's like squishy still. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like pressing on a wet sponge. And so now basically our battery of water, our water battery, is recharged, and all of that potential overland water flowing during the rainstorm has been held in place. It's been slowed down, spread out, and soaked in. So we've replicated the ecosystem functions of a forest here. You'll see the same thing happen if you're in the boreal forest where there's trees and moss uphill of an area of bare rock. Then you'll see the same thing of the water percolating out slowly, even though it's been a long time since it rained. So life serves to create conditions that life can thrive inside of. Instead of having a flood, whereas this back lane was a babbling brook a week ago, and now a drought, right? You know, it's functionally a desert now. You have a regulation. It's like it flattens the curve of the amount of water present in the landscape, so it makes it easier to manage. And so not only are we benefiting the community by not contributing to the overloading of the sewer system during the rainfall, but we're actually watering our garden, so it saves us work in the long run. Win-win.